Okay, so you've got this awesome blockchain project in the works. And, smart contracts are like the backbone of it all. But how do you even begin to find the right developer to bring it to life? I mean, these guys are like the wizards of the blockchain world, right?
Yeah, they're special braid for sure.
So that's exactly what we're diving into today. How to hire those specialized programmers. It's like a crash course, curated just for you. And we're partnering with theperfectdeveloper.com for this one. They're the leading authority when it comes to matching businesses with the best tech talent. Actually, if you're ready to jumpstart your search, head over to their site and try out the 5 questions. It's seriously the fastest way to figure out exactly what kind of developer you need. But first things first, what exactly is a smart contract developer?
That's a good question. It's more than just knowing how to code. They're fluent in all things blockchain. They write in these languages you've probably never even heard of, like Solidity and Viper. And they're obsessed with security. Because let's face it, blockchain transactions are irreversible. Any little flaw could be a major headache.
Yeah, that makes sense. So they're like the architects making sure everything is built to last.
Exactly. And because it's such a specialized skill set, they're in super high demand right now.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the elephant in the room. Money. What kind of salary are we talking about for these rock stars?
Well, it really depends, like experience, location, how complex the project is. But let's just say they don't come cheap. You could be looking at anywhere from like $80,000 to over $250,000 a year for the real superstars. But hey, that's where theperfectdeveloper.com comes in. They can help you find the right talent at the right price.
That's good to know. So when it comes to actually hiring them, what are our options? Full-time, part-time freelancer?
Well, that's where it gets interesting. It all comes down to what you need and your budget.
Makes sense.
Full-time gives you that dedicated expertise, but it's definitely the most expensive. Part-time is more budget-friendly, but it can be a little tricky for those really complex projects. You could also think about outsourcing, especially for specific tasks or if it's just a short-term gig.
Okay, so we've got a lot to think about there. Let's say we've narrowed it down to a few candidates. How do we actually know if we're dealing with a true blockchain pro?
You've got to look beyond just their coding skills.
Okay.
Do they deeply understand the different blockchain platforms? Have they worked with tools like Remix and Truffle? And most importantly, do they have that security first mindset? And don't forget about those soft skills, communication, problem solving. Those are crucial in this fast paced world.
Right, it's not just about the technical stuff. So it's like a combination of brilliant security and being able to actually communicate.
Exactly. Finding the right smart contract developer can really make or break your project. Don't be afraid to ask for help. ThePerfectDeveloper.com has a ton of resources and experts to guide you through it all.
That's super helpful. Now let's dive into some of the common mistakes people make when hiring these developers. We'll be right back after a quick word from our sponsor. Okay, so we're back. And let's be real, hiring can be a total minefield, especially when you're looking for someone as specialized as a smart contract developer. Oh yeah, for sure. What are some of those like major mistakes people make? And how can we avoid them?
One big one is underestimating how complex blockchain really is. It's not just about coding. You have to get the tech, the security, the unique challenges of this whole space.
So it's not just about finding someone who can, write some code. They have to live and breathe blockchain.
Exactly. And that leads us to another common mistake, overlooking security. I mean, we're talking about code that once it's out there, it's basically impossible to change. One tiny vulnerability could be disastrous.
Okay, yeah, that's a little scary. So how do we make sure these candidates really have that security first mindset?
Don't be afraid to really dig deep in the interview. Ask about their experience with security audits, what they know about common vulnerabilities, how they approach writing secure code. Don't just take their resume at face value. Get them talking. Really understand how they think.
So it's about going beyond the technical skills
Mhm.
and seeing if they really get the importance of security.
You got it. And this is where theperfectdeveloper.com really shines. They don't just throw any developer your way. They have this super rigorous vetting process, so you know you're getting top talent with a proven track record in security.
That takes a lot of the stress out for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say we found someone who seems like a good fit. What about contracts? How do we make sure everyone's protected and on the same page?
Contracts are crucial. You got to be super clear about the scope of work, the timelines, payment terms, and don't forget intellectual property rights. Make it crystal clear who owns that code once it's written.
All great points. Anything else we should be watching out for?
Communication is key. From day one, set clear expectations. Make sure you have a system for regular check-ins and progress updates. This blockchain world moves fast. You got to be agile and ready to adapt.
So it's not just about hiring the right person. It's about setting them up for success with clear communication and a good structure.
Exactly. And if you're feeling a bit lost, remember you don't have to do it all alone. ThePerfectDeveloper.com has a ton of resources and expert advice. They can help you navigate the hiring process with confidence.
That's good to hear. So we've talked about common mistakes, security contracts. What about the future? What trends are shaping the world of smart contract development? And how do we find those developers who are ahead of the curve?
That's a great question.
Yeah, that is the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because like you said, things are changing so fast. We can't just find someone who's good today. We need someone who's constantly learning, evolving. So what are some of those trends on the horizon that we should be looking out for?
Well, one really exciting trend is this whole integration of AI and machine learning into smart contracts.
Whoa.
Yeah.
AI and smart contracts. What does that even look like?
So imagine contracts that can analyze data, make decisions, even execute actions on their own. That's the power of AI.
Wow, that does sound pretty futuristic.
It is.
But it makes sense with all the complexity we've been talking about.
Right.
So AI is one big trend.
Uh,
Anything else we should be aware of?
Another game changer is cross-chain development.
Okay, I've had that term thrown around. What does it actually mean?
Right now, you've got all these different blockchain platforms
Hmm.
kind of operating in their own little silos, but there's this big push for interoperability.
Right.
So contracts can interact seamlessly across different blockchains.
Oh, so it's like breaking down those
Right,
walls,
right.
creating this more connected ecosystem.
It's going to open up so many possibilities.
That's pretty exciting.
Yep.
But it also seems like security is going to become even more important.
Absolutely. As blockchain gets more popular, the need for advanced security measures just keeps growing.
Right, because the stakes are higher.
Exactly.
So developers really need to be on top of their game.
Yeah, they're constantly exploring new ways to make smart contracts more resilient.
Yeah.
You know, things like formal verification techniques, advanced cryptography, even using AI to proactively identify and prevent threats.
Wow, so finding those developers who are passionate about security and always learning, that's key. But how do we even identify those people?
Look for developers who are really active in the blockchain community.
Okay.
Are they contributing to open source projects? Are they going to conferences, engaging in discussions about the latest stuff? Those are the people who are shaping the future.
So it's not just about their skills on paper. It's about finding those who are truly passionate about this space.
Exactly. And, theperfectdeveloper.com is a fantastic resource for finding those people.
They are?
They have this global network of vetted developers. Not only are they technically skilled, but they're truly passionate about the future of blockchain.
Well, that makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one thing our listeners should take away from all of this?
Smart contract developers. They're the architects of the decentralized future. They're the ones building the applications that will change how we interact with each other, how we interact with the world around us.
It's a big responsibility.
It is. Finding the right developer. It's not just an investment in your project, it's an investment in the future of your business.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And for everyone listening, if you're feeling overwhelmed or not sure where to start, theperfectdeveloper.com is there to help. Their 5 questions tool can help you figure out what you need and connect you with that perfect developer.
It's like they take all the guesswork out of it. You can focus on what matters most, building your vision.
That's what it's all about. Well, this has been an incredible deep dive. Thanks for sharing all your insights with us.
My pleasure.
And to all our listeners, thanks for joining us. We hope you learned something new and feel ready to find that perfect developer. Remember, the future is decentralized, and it's being built one smart contract at a time.